Hi everybody, I'm back again with another video, and this time we're looking at my favourite Konami arcade games from back in the day. There was a few games I played, so let's take a look and see what I picked.
Aliens.
First we have Aliens, released in 1990. Now I remember going in the arcade and seeing this one in the corner, while all my friends were queuing up to play Street Fighter 2. So I thought I'd give this one a go, and I've been playing this game ever since. It's basically a left to right horizontal shooter, but some aspects of the game has a rail section, where you just blasting the aliens away. This is a great game, and also you can play it in 2 players too. Track and Field. This was released in 1983, and this is an unusual arcade game because there's no joysticks. It's just buttons, because this game consists of button bashing. Fun game to play. You got plenty of track and field events in it too, including the 100 meters and long jump. And yes, get 2 players on this arcade cabinet and it's hours of fun. X-Men, released in 1992. I was a big fan of the cartoon series back in the day, so when this game was released and was in the arcade for the first time, I had to play it. You got a choice of 6 characters to choose from, and that includes Storm, Wolverine and Cyclops, just to name a couple. And yet, your goal in this game is to defeat all the enemies. There's bosses throughout each level too, and the biggest goal of them all is to defeat Magneto at the end. Haunted Castle, released in 1988, but we know it as Castlevania. You play as Simon Belmont, and his wife Selena has been captured by Dracula, and your goal now is to defeat all of Dracula's minions, to reach him, destroy him and rescue your wife. This is a classic arcade game, but it's not an easy one, so a lot of patience is needed. Sunset Riders, released in 1991. Sir Richard Rose has got complete control of the Wild West, and the people living there desperately need help. Along come 4 riders, Steve, Bob and Billy Carmano, and they are set to put things right. This is a great game, even better if you got 4 players in it. Plenty of action all the way through in this one. Gradius 3, released in 1989. There's plenty of Gradius arcade games out there, but if there's only one I had to pick, it would be this one, because this one I remember the most in the arcade. You control a ship called the Vic Viper, and your goal is to destroy all the hordes and foes. And to do that, you get plenty of weapon upgrades, and also there's plenty of boss battles during the game for you to enjoy as well. Absolute classic shoot 'em up. Metamorphic Force. Released in 1993. The evil king has risen from the dead to rule the world once more. But 4 shapeshifters stand in his way, because a goddess has summoned him to stop him. This is a great arcade game from back in the day, and also you can play it in 4 players too. Asterix, released in 1987. There's 2 aspects to this shoot 'em up. You control a drone helicopter, which is a top-down view which I'm showing you in this footage. Also, you control a fighter jet, and that's a behind view. What more to say about this game? Each level has a boss at the end of it, which is challenging enough, and plus on top of that, in Europe it was called Typhoon. Asterix, released in 1992. I remember the cartoon series back in the day and it was great, and the game is great too. You got a choice of 2 characters, Asterix or Obelix, and your goal in this is to fight your way through the Romans to the end of each level and take on the boss at the end. There's plenty to do in this game, and plus on top of that, there's plenty of little mini games in it for you to enjoy too. The Simpsons, released in 1991. Smithers has stolen a diamond from Springfield Jewelers from Mr. Burns. While trying to make a getaway he crashes into Homer, knocking the diamond into the air and into Maggie's mouth. So Smithers steals Maggie and runs off. So your goal is to save her, and to do that you need to fight your way through Mr. Burns' henchmen and fight the bosses on the end of each level. This is a fantastic game, and one I remember really well. And on top of that as well, fun fact, this game was only ported on DOS and the Commodore 64 back in the day. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. This was released in 1989. I had a choice of the 2 games to show you, but I thought I'll pick the first one because this is the one I got the most fond memories of. You got a choice of 4 turtles to choose from, and your goal in this is simple. Shredder has kidnapped April O'Neil and your mentor Splinter, and your goal is to fight through all of Shredder's army and defeat the boss at the end of each level like Rocksteady and Bebop, and to get to the end of the game and take on Shredder himself. Got a lot of fond memories of playing this game, and it's even more fun if you've got 4 players. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all again soon.